Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our honor, praise, and glory to YAHAWAH, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors and blessing to the elders, the apostle, great millstone. The water YAHAWAH, by Hashem, Yahawashi, for the elders, the apostle, on down, for waking me up to the wisdom, knowledge, truth, and understanding. Through the spirit, power, Yahawashi, Yahawashi. Shalom to the few Aki and me, the brothers, who are pushing the truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Wherever you might be scattered abroad, who like the other nation, who bloodline go back to the 12 tribes of Israel. Shalom to the few YAHAWAH, I believe as well. Me and the sisters that want to repent and come back to Yahawashi Yahawashi these latter days. And shalom to the boys and girls who the Lord going to deliver also in these times to come. With that, I'm going to say shalom. I had this article going to ABC News about the protest in Iran. All right, and go get the scriptures, how all this is Bible prophecy, right? How things going to end up and the things they're going to get more out of hand, right? So with this protesting going on in Iran, which, you know, protests been going on all over the world, but it's going to get more out of hand, things going to get more intense. But all this is spoken already in the Bible according to these things that's going to happen, right? Because, you know, you have people be saying, man, we be like, hey, all this is biblical, what we living in, man, this going to happen. You know, the Lord going to do this, the Lord going to do that. You have people like, man, everybody been saying this and that. Ain't none of that stuff never happened. Well, the Lord said he not going to no longer hold back his word. And prophecy is speaking out loud, man, from the uprising, you know, against the GOV, the MOTB, you know, and that WW3, right? Food famines and all that, which is in the Bible, you know, and the Lord going to make that happen on this side too. You know, all these things going to happen in this generation on the what we living in now. All right, so, but I'm going to run through this article, you know, and we get some scriptures on it, you know. But it say Trump say help is on the way for Iran as protest death toll tops 2,000. All right, Trump national security team are expected to meet Tuesday. Okay, London. It said the death toll from major anti-government protests in Iran reached at least 2,000 as of Tuesday, according to data published by U.S.-based human rights activist news agency. Rana, pronounced it right, over 16 days of unrest. U.S. President Donald Trump wrote on social media on Tuesday, Iranian patriots keep protesting, take over your institution, save the names of the killers and a bruisers. They will pay a big price. So Trump said these people going to pay a big price. And, you know, dealing with America, man, they always getting themselves involved in something. But it was another article what I seen that was saying that Iran had said if the U.S. get involved, you know, basically like they were going to get involved, right? Say they were going about warning the U.S. about getting involved in the Iran protests and their military over there. So, but hey, they said they were going to jump in it. So, but they just, hey man, this the hammer of the earth. You know, he got his hand in everybody's pot. It say, I have canceled. Okay, it say, I have canceled our meeting with Iranian officials until senseless killing or protest stop. Help is on its way. Trump added at least 10,721 people have been arrested. Rana said in an earlier update on Tuesday in protests that have been recorded in 606 locations in 187 cities across all 31 Iranian provinces. Among the dead are at least 9 children, the group reported. The Rana data relies on the work of activists inside and outside the country. ABC News cannot independently verify these numbers. The group earlier on Tuesday said 646 people had been killed. The Iranian government has not provided any death tolls during the ongoing protests. All right, see, man, these protests is getting out of hand, but this, the Lord, man, is bringing division among the people, right? Everybody think things going to keep going every day and it's going to be peaceful, which is not, man. The Lord said there isn't going to be no peace, right, upon the earth. The more we get to the coming of Yahawashi, the more things going to get out of hand, man. The more chaos going to break out, all right? Read on. It say Trump now 25% tariffs on any country doing business with Iran, right? So he going to be the one to trigger every time, man. And that's why everybody going to hate the whore, man, because when you turn around America's the whore Babylon the Great. Every time you turn around, hey, they always involved and always coming up with unrighteous treaty, man. You know, unrighteous laws, unfair dealing. You know, when they dealing with people, America, this whole unpredictable when she dealing with nations. All right, one minute she cool, and that minute she saying something else. And these nations soon gonna get tired of it. Even their own allies, they gonna bomb them. I did a video, but for some reason it won't upload. The thing been upload about 3 days, so I hope this one upload. All right, but it's a Iranian state. Well, I meant Shalaki. All right, Iranian state alleged media, meanwhile, has reported that more than 100 members of the security force have been killed in the unrest. Rhino said that 133 military security personnel were wrong. Those killed, it's like among those killed in the protest wave to date, along with one persecutor. Trump on Monday announced a 25% tariff on any country doing business with Iran after repeatedly warning Tehran against the use of force to suppress the ongoing protest. Effective immediately. It said any country doing business with the Islamic Republic of Iran would pay a tariff of 25% on any and all business being done with the United States of America, Trump said in a social media post on Monday. This order is final and conclusive. But yeah, I'll just stop right there. But as you can see, he's gonna get involved in anybody who doing business with Iran. He gonna go up on their tariffs. Right, that man, but this what happened when the devil run that thing, man. What they say when the righteous and authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, the people mourn. All right, but I'm gonna play some of this video.
This morning, the Trump administration weighing options against Iran in the wake of a growing massacre of unarmed civilians calling for change. According to US officials, new sanctions are on the table against key regime officials. Cyber attacks and influence operations also in play, as well as potential strikes on military targets. Iran's foreign minister shifting blame, saying demonstrations have turned violent because Trump said he would intervene if there was bloodshed. Human rights activists reporting more than 640 people have been killed since the protest began 2 weeks ago, over 10,000 arrested. The unrest sparked by a deepening cost of living crisis with massive inflation and a collapsing currency. Now, an internet blackout imposed to try to stop the flow of information, but activists say protests ongoing. Dr. Kayvan Miradi, an Iranian-American doctor in the US, says he's in touch with doctors inside Iran's hospitals who've made contact via the satellite service Starlink.
They said bodies and bodies of dead people just coming in. There's no place for the morgue to even put them.
This video shows people searching rows of body bags inside a morgue in Tehran, desperate to find missing relatives. And this morning, the regime cracking down even further, vowing to punish some of those arrested severely and swiftly, with fears of widespread executions.
Well, these are some of the most consequential protests we've seen inside Iran for years. The White House and Iran both indicating talks are possible, but with threats from President Trump and Iranian hardliners not backing down, there doesn't seem to be a quick or peaceful resolution in sight. Michael?
And that is what is needed, though, Ian.
All right, and there you go, man. And it's going down. I had to Google this. Shalaki, I went to phone numbers and shit. Shalaki. This is what I had got from Google. Iranians are currently protesting due to severe economic crisis and deep-seated political grievance against the ruling, the Democratic government. They say that the demonstration, demonstration, which began in the late December 2025 over economic issues, it's a quickly escalate into widespread anti-government unrest across all 31 provinces. Key reason for protests and economic crisis initially triggered for the current wave protests was the sharp devaluation of the Iranian real and soaring inflation with food prices increasing dramatically, which that will happen over here in America too. The same thing. The economy has been strained by years of government mismanagement, corruption, and international sanction. It's tied to Iran nuclear program and regional activities. All right, but when you go to 2nd Esdras chapter 15, now I go to 15. It said, now 14, it said, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draw not, which what you seeing now. And one people should stand up and fight against another, and with swords in their hand. You see that going on now, man. But you also go have race riots, civil wars, and them things going on too in these times to come. Like we telling folks, this is biblical. And the scripture tell you, nation should rise against nation. Matthew 24, nation should rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Right? You're going to have wars on all kind of level, not just WW3, man. Right? Civil unrest, things like that, what you seeing. Like we tell people, but these things will come to America soon, the same way they doing over there. Right? This thing gonna get more and more out of hand. All right? But it say, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people should stand up to fight against another. It say, in swords in their hands, for there should be sedition among man. It say, invading one another, they should not regard their kings nor prince. It say, in the course of their actions should stand in their power, and that's what you saying now over there with the Iranian, right? Sedition among man, rebellion going up against the GOV, and that's what you see, right? These nations is going up against a GOV, right? And you see they standing up, they taking the course, they course in the course of their actions should stand in their power, and you see that, they taking matters in their own hands. Right, destroying the cities, 2,000 people gonna died, and 9 children and all that, probably more than that. But this just to show you where we at with it in these times to come. All right, and they speaking on what the famine of food, right? Things that coming, the collapse of the currency. But this chapter 2nd Esdras 15:1, it says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, say the Lord, Yahawashi, and cause them, because the word Lord with the capital L, the lowercase, and the rest of the word lowercase represent Yahawashi, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and truthful, which we have there right now, which is the Bible, right? It say, they know what it say, these words are faithful and true. So the words of Yahawashi is truth, no lie. So these things we speaking on, what we teaching according to the Bible, through the Spirit power of Yahawashi, they are coming to pass, whether you believe it or not. All right. For it say, for they are faithful in truth. Right. Verse 3. It say, fear not the imagination against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, which the unbelievers of the Israelites, for all the unfaithful should die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, say the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. You see what the Lord doing there now. The sword, you see that, famine, death, and destruction. Is that what not the people complain about? The food and things like that, and the collapse of the money. But that's Yahawashi doing that. He having things going on throughout the earth. The Lord bringing plagues upon this place. And like we said, it's going to hit over here in America, man. Super hard. From the famine and everything. Famine, pestilence, disease, pestilence, you name it. So these things will happen over here too, man. So that's why the Lord let a lot of them things play in other countries that cross the water, because these people over here so comfortable. So when they hit, it gonna hit. It gonna be different, because they haven't experienced things like this on a level like this. Like when these things jump out, man, and start going through multiple countries down here, they gonna hit on a whole nother level. You know they gonna put the military troops on the ground. They told you that. you know. But it's gonna have to be something that they gonna come up with to trigger something to get it started. You know, Esau Edom get with order out of chaos, you know. But these things is to come, man. And it say a man, verse 17, a man should desire to go into a city and should not be able. They gonna put checkpoints up, right, in cities when people start going up against the GOV like they doing. You know, they already got the troops on the ground up there, right, doing the same thing. But I got these little checkpoints set up. It's all gonna take place over here too, like I keep saying. For because of their proud, the city should be troubled. The houses should be destroyed, and man should be afraid. A man should have no pity upon his neighbor, but should destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. That gonna happen over there. They cause a famine over there and no food over there. They gonna be going to their neighbor houses and things. Like we tell folk, the same thing gonna happen over here. They gonna take matters in their own hand. Folk gonna be breaking in stores and you name it, man. Your shopping centers. These things will take place. They gonna do that. You know? So, but all right. This second Esdras 16 and 17. Woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? And this the prophet Esdras saying that because the angel giving him a vision of the things that come in the future. But he said, who's gonna deliver him in those days? So he letting you know he gonna be, even though he was living back then, that he was gonna come back in a future time, in a future generation, and witness this thing back over again. But it actually live in the vision, you know, the prophecy what the angel gave him. So he living here, he back now. All the prophets back, right? The scripture say, judgment come, when we die, you live again. You know, there's no end to no man. So reincarnation do exist according to the Bible. It's all in there. But it say the beginning of sorrows, right? What? In great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power should stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when the evils should come? Right? So when the evil bad time come, he like, what he gonna do when these things start to happen? According to the Bible. So yeah, we in these time, man. It's going, and everything playing out in this generation, as you can see. Everything we speak on coming to pass in this generation. This is the last generation, man. Right? Lord Yahawashi will return in our generation. It said, behold, famine and plagues, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges, right, for amendment, right? This is a punishment, the correction, really for the Israelite, because we are scattered among our nation everywhere, you know. So we scattered to the four corners of the earth. Shalak. Hey! Be quiet. We are scattered across the four corners, and we are scattered across the four corners of the earth. All right, we everywhere. All right, you. I know you got Israelites, foreigners who among them, right? Going through the prophecies, right? But all this correction, man, for the Israelites. It's a behold, visual shall be so good cheap upon earth that they should think themselves to be in good case. And even then should evil grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. The Lord doing that now. Because you had them people over there, no Iranians, they in great confusion, like I said. You probably, like I said, you have Israelites among them. Out of all them people, there's some Israelites in there somewhere, right? Israelite foreigners who don't know they Israelites. You know. But like I said, man, visual should be so good cheap. And like I say, man, you know, back in the 90s and, you know, all the way up to today, even though inflation had gonna hit, things gonna got a little higher. But you know, you still have people think they in good case, man. Still can get a little. They still sell a $75 meals at certain spots when they get a little deal. But you got these people over here thinking they in good case over here on this side. But what it say? Evil gonna continue to grow upon the earth, man. These folk gonna be in a confusion state of mind when the GOV start letting them know, man, when he ain't for them. When the devil started coming down with great wrath, with draconian laws and things like that. All right, switching up the game, change it, try to switch up the Constitution and all that. All right, which that what they do. All right, it say, for many of them that dwell upon earth should perish of famine. And Lord keep telling about this famine is coming. And other that escape the hunger should the sword destroy them. So it ain't no running. Go back to Amos. As a man flee, run to a bear, run to a lion. Ain't no escaping. Yahawashi, woe to those who desire the day of the Lord. What end is it for you? All right. For many of them that dwell upon earth should perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger should the sword destroy. And the dead should be cast out as dung, and there should be no man to comfort them. For the earth would be wasted, and the city should be cast down. And this the things that come. So you're gonna have, like I say, you got things going on right now in the other country, but you gonna have the Edomites have something. They always stage things, and they 10 steps ahead of the average man. So they're gonna plot and put things together to get order out of chaos. All right, and these things are gonna happen, and they're gonna have their military to move in. All right, because everything, when all hell and things start to break out, everything gonna be moving through the military force to get order out of the people. All right, but they're gonna put something together to get it in the chaos state. All right, and I ain't want to hold it too long. It's all good, and yeah, like I said, all of it good. So like I'm trying to see something. It's all good. I just keep reading. And okay, we'll see what that. Okay, verse 24. It said, there should be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. Because you're gonna have folks dying, and a lot of folks gonna be in the concentration camps. It say the grapes should ripen, and who should tread them? It say all places should be desolate of man, so that one man should desire to see another and to hear his voice. And they showed you in that movie what I think with Will Smith, Iron Legend. He was like the only man in the city. He had started making a little and what you call the little thing? The little dummy mannequin, had the little mannequin set up and started dressing it like another person to try to talk to it. He was desiring to see another man, anybody that he can communicate with. Straight silence, no people. So what they show you, the Lord said there ain't gonna be no man to tip the earth. And you watch that movie, the shit vines look like things growing in the city, if I ain't mistaken. Nobody to work the earth, to till the earth. All right, in these cities to keep it up. And they got that from the Bible. All right, so that one man should desire to see another and to hear his voice. For of a city there should be 10 left, and two of the field which should hide themselves in a thick groove, in the cliff of the rocks, as in on an orchard of olives upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives, or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some cluster of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so, in those days there should be 3 or 4 left by them that searches their houses with the sword. Esau Edom. With the sword. Esau Edom, blessing is the sword. He is the sword on the left hand side. But you also have the scriptures as what we read say, man gonna destroy each other's house with the sword for like a bread. All right. And things like that. And you also gonna have the military that burn the wrath of that great multitude, right? Gonna come down with them swords, with the military. All right. It say, and the earth should be laid waste, and the fields thereof should wax old, and her ways and all her paths should grow full of thorns, because no man should travel there through. It said the virgin should mourn, having no bridegroom, the woman should mourn having no husband. And it say, the woman should mourn yet having no husband. Their daughter should mourn having no helpers, because the Lord gonna cut a lot of these men off, right, from amongst his people. So that's why the scripture says 7 women gonna take hold of one man. The Isaiah 4:1. And the only man's gonna be left and they're gonna be surviving these things is the elect of Israel. All right. It say in the wars should their bridegroom be destroyed. All right. It say and their husband should perish of famine. So they gonna die of famine. These little civil wars, race wars and things. Oh, right. These things is gonna happen. Gonna lead a few men cut off, a bunch of men cut off. All right. And you're gonna have to have a man of Yahawashi to get through these things. It say, hear now these things and understand them, ye servant of the Lord. For behold, the word of the Lord receive it. Believe not the gods, the powers of who the Lord spake. Behold, the pledge draw not and are not slack. So these things gonna continue, crank up. It say, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bring forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pain could pass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. So that's how the Lord gonna do the earth. He gonna put it through birth pain, right? So the closer we get to the coming of Yahawashi, the more intense things gonna get, the more things gonna get out of hand, right? The earth, the Lord gonna put it through birth pain. It's gonna get so far out of hand that we need Yahawashi now, but in time folks gonna be crying out to Yahawashi, you know. But things gonna get so far along, like you say, the woman having the baby, having a contraction. You know, she sending this centimeter, this amount of centimeters, and that thing, you know, thing getting more than that baby being delivered. That's how Yahawashi gonna do us. Thing gonna get so far out of hand and out of control that we gonna need to be delivered. And they're gonna come Yahawashi before the missiles hit, deliver his elect. All right. Okay, it say, as when a woman with child in the 9th month, great pain. In the 9th month, bring forth her son. So as when a woman with child in the 9th month, bringing forth her son, when 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains could pass her womb, which pains when the child coming forth, they slack not a moment. Even so should not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world should mourn, and sorrow should come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my words, make ye ready to the battle, right? With Ezekiel 7:14, they have blown the trumpet, but no one go to the battle, right? To get everybody prepared. We blown the trumpet, which is this word of Yahawashi, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the things to come. All right. It say, even so should not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world should mourn, and sorrow should come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and those evil be even as pilgrim upon the earth, right? Gonna be moving around, not gonna just be comfortable and you trying to be stable in one spot. All right, he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupy merchandise as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that should not dwell therein. He that soweth as if he should not reap. So it say, so also he that planteth the vineyard as he that should not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that should get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. It's saying, therefore, they that labor in vain. All right. But it say, for strangers should reap their fruit and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. It say, for in captivity and famine shall they get children. It's saying, they that occupy the merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possession, and their own persons. All right. So the Lord, then more will I be angry with them for their sins, say the Lord. All right. But All right, but and that's the point. Get right there. So as you can see, man, the Lord is gonna turn this place upside down. All right, it is not gonna be the same America how you looking at it now. When Yahawashi get ready to bring the same thing what you seeing over there, over here, you gonna have masses death total, and Lord gonna do more death than that over here. All right, because the Babylon the Great is the main place where the Lord is gonna destroy off the face of the earth. You're not gonna be able to live here and set up shop here. Occupied, no merchandise in these stores, none of these stores, man. Grocery store, you name it, supermarkets, gas station, none of that. But the Lord gonna come do a mighty work, all right, and clean our house. But I'm gonna close out with that by saying Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi. With that, I'm gonna say Shalom. And